It's time to squash 4 of the biggest myths in print on demand that I see holding so many people back from getting sales and reaching their potential. By the end of this video, you'll know the full truth. There won't be anything holding you back from pulling that trigger and getting those sales, or for some, just starting. These myths that so many people talk about are ruining the industry, and the misinformation is confusing everyone. Let's end it. The first myth, and easily one of the biggest limiting factors for print-on-demand sellers. Number 1, thinking that you need to be a designer to do this business. To all the designers out there, sorry to burst your bubble. This isn't a designer's business. You're building a brand. In fact, 83% of people in our community aren't designers, and they're actually getting sales, starting their shops and adding new designs to their stores weekly, and they are not designers. How amazing is that? Now, if you're a graphic designer, awesome, but print on demand is not reserved for designers. You don't need to be a good designer to succeed in this business. You just need to be able to identify what makes a good design. And sometimes I see the best designers can't even do that. So don't worry if you're a designer or not. And even though you might think this is reserved for designers, or if you're a designer, you have a leg up, you really don't. If anything, it could be a negative because you're coming into this business with all of these preconceptions of what makes a good t-shirt design, rather than just trusting the proven data of what actually sells and the proven data of what good print-on-demand designs are. So it's time we squash this myth once and for all. You do not need to be a designer to build a successful brand using print-on-demand. You simply need to learn what makes a good design so you know what to look out for and what to create. You can also use AI to help you. Don't go overboard, but instead of looking at AI like the enemy, look at it like a tool for you to be able to create more designs more effectively. There's nothing wrong with AI. Just don't abuse it and create terrible stuff. Again, if you can identify a good design, you'll know when AI produced something that's overkill. I'm really hoping that busting this myth takes a weight off a lot of your shoulders, because this is one of the most common things I hear holding people back. Now, I'm by no means saying designs aren't important. I still firmly believe designs are the most important aspect to a successful t-shirt brand. I just don't think you need to be a designer to produce top-selling designs. Not at all. Myth number 2, thinking one size fits all. I try and teach everything I'm doing. I share as much as I can on YouTube, some in my free community, and even more in my paid community. And oftentimes, people will follow what I say to the letter and think, why have I not got the exact same results? Well, it's not a one size fits all. Every niche has a different type of customer. Every design has a different chance of doing well. Every mock-up needs to be tested. I can tell you what I do and encourage you to follow based on my results. However, you should never forego testing. The principles can be repeated throughout. You know, like the layouts, the ideas. But at the end of the day, using your own intuition is very important too. You can start with the foundations I teach, like on my videos and my community and that kind of stuff. Use the same model. Copy it exactly if you want. That's absolutely fine. That's why I've put it out there. But remember that if one design takes off for me and it becomes the basis of my entire brand, it doesn't mean the same style is going to take off for you. It could be a very different style, different fonts, different colors, different mood, different graphics, whatever it is. This is all going to be realized after you got started and you're testing out new designs, new ads, new emails, new colors, all sorts of things. But again, you can base everything off the foundation of the model that I'm giving you. So instead of completely reinventing the wheel, use the teachings as the foundations and then fine-tune it to fit your brand and your audience through testing to eventually be left with a lovely, successful print-on-demand store that is unique to you. This is where having that extra support can be so valuable, as it allows you to ask questions and get help when you want to deviate from the path and figure out if you're taking the right steps. And that's the beauty of our paid community, that you can get that ongoing validation, that ongoing help at any stage. Number 3, print on demand is passive. Yep, you heard it here. Print on demand is passive. In fact, I spent the last 5 weeks on the beach in the Bahamas. You won't believe it, but this is my Airbnb, right? My business ran itself on its own. There wasn't a single customer issue, and I made $14.2 billion. That's pretty impressive. Like, that's insane. Okay, fine. Maybe you realized. In reality, no, I was not in the Bahamas. No, I'm not in an Airbnb. This is my studio. I wish I was, but I was in rainy, cold, grey, sad England, and I wasn't taking time off. I was working my absolute butt off to make this business work. Some can argue that elements are passive. For example, if I make a design and then it gets sales over time, you could say, well, you're not working for those sales. And that would be true. But the concept of passive income is a terrible mindset to have, and you're setting yourself up for failure, because it's no means passive for a very, very, very long time. And even when you start to get those passive sales, you're constantly working and adding new designs, finding new winners and growing the business. If you want to sit back and twiddle your thumbs, start buying lottery tickets, because this is the real world. This is a real business, and it's hard and it takes time. So stop getting suckered in by certain YouTubers saying that this is passive and this is easy. It's not. Get out of that mindset. You're just setting yourself up for failure if you think that. Number 4, it's all about the platform. The amount of time people say to me, I don't get sales on Etsy. I'm going to go and try Amazon. Oh wait, no, that hasn't worked. I'm going to go and try Redbubble or TeePublic. And sometimes YouTubers feed into this narrative by placing huge emphasis on the platform, when in reality, the platform isn't going to get you sales. The designs are going to get you sales. Of course, there are some platforms that get more traffic than others, so naturally you should see more success on them, like Amazon or Etsy. But if you're struggling to get sales on those platforms, it's not because of the platform. You can shop and change your whole life. There's plenty, and I say there is plenty of print-on-demand platforms to choose from. It's a never-ending cycle. You need to stop and just pick one. Then give it your all and focus heavily on creating designs that will sell. Best-selling designs, and sometimes trendy designs. We picked Shopify with marketing via Facebook, Google, and email. Why? Not to get more sales or because Etsy wasn't working. No, we picked it because we wanted a brand and a business that we owned, where we wouldn't get randomly suspended or banned or shut down, and we weren't relying on the platform's algorithm or marketplace to get views and sales. We wanted to fully own and control the whole process, the whole funnel. So when picking a platform, base it on what you want out of this business. If you want to make a couple of extra bucks a month, maybe $20 or $50 a month, then sure, go for Redbubble or TeePublic. Give it your all. Upload fantastic designs and upload a ton of them. If you want to take it more seriously, but maybe don't feel like plunging into Shopify, try Etsy or Amazon. They're also very, very good platforms for that. And if you want to fully own the customer, the journey, the brand, go to Shopify and start a store there. Whichever platform you pick, don't chop and change. Stick with it and put 90% of your effort into making good print-on-demand designs. If you're not getting sales, keep trying. Don't have the mindset of, if I just change to something new, maybe I'll get sales. It doesn't work like that. Now, if you pick Redbubble or TeePublic, they're terrible platforms to begin with, and they don't get much traffic. However, people with good designs constantly uploading are getting sales and making money. So it is possible. Now, personally, I'd say don't actually start with TeePublic or Redbubble to begin with. In fact, just ignore them entirely. But I understand if you don't get accepted to Amazon and you get banned on Etsy, what choice do you have? Honestly, I'd say just don't do print on demand, or maybe come to Shopify, but I never think Redbubble or TeePublic is worth the money that one makes versus the time and effort you've got to put in. Now, hopefully I've squashed these 4 myths for you. Hopefully nothing is holding you back from starting and pursuing your print-on-demand brand. Let me know in the comments what else is holding you back and what else have you heard that you think might not be true. Let me know in the comments down below.